Welcome everyone, it's Evelyn. We have a twin flame read here, and boy did a whole lot of stuff come in for downloads before the read. So I have a lot to tell you. Let's go ahead and take a deep breath first. Sending lots of love and blessings out to you all. I hope you had a really nice holiday, or if you're still celebrating, I hope you're having a great day today too. And we had lots of laughs. It was very amusing yesterday to be with family, so it was a very nice day for me and my kids and my family. I went to my sister's house, and let's see, today is the 27th of November, and 27 is the Ace of Wands, and the day adds up today to 42, which is a 6, but it's also the 2 of Cups. So that one-on-one energy, and then that new passion of the Ace of Wands coming in. So right before I did my read, the light, my desk light flickered, which it doesn't normally do. And there's other lights in my house that may flicker now and then, but not that one. And then at 9:09, I cut the SIRIAN STARSEED deck for this deal. But somebody might be dealing with a reel. At 9:09, which is the Hermit and the Hermit. It's also a very significant portal in September, right? We then at 9:24, which is the Hermit and the Queen of Wands, Harriet, the name Harriet was coming up here, which also can be riot. So however that affects you. I finished clarifying at 9:40, which is the Hermit and the Page of Cups. And the major arcana for this read were Strength, Lovers, Hangman, Solar Deity, which is the Sun, the Chariot, and then before the read, because I always pull a few cards on either end of the read, before the read, Reason, or the Emperor, came up, and after the read, Karma, which is Judgment, Abundance, which is the Empress, and Guidance, which is the Hierophant, came up. There were 2 wands, 1 pentacle, 3 swords, and that was it. So there were no cups in the read. And then we had the only court card in the read was the Queen of Wands, but the Knight of Cups came up after the read. The numbers in the code line were all about love, and we had double 2s, double 3s, and double 10s. The 23 is the King of Wands, but the 22 is the Fool, the 33 is the Christ vibration, and the 7 of Wands, standing up for yourself. The 6 of the Lovers was significant here, as well as the 10-10, that very high vibration, that trill of the 1010, and keeping it very high. And then the code line regarding love was all about the number 19, or the Sun, coming from 10, 3, and 6, which is the Wheel of Fortune, the Empress, and the Lovers, coming out to 19 of the Sun. And then 213 came up here, which can be the 2 of the High Priestess and 13 of the Death card, or 21 of the World and 3 of the Empress. 22 of the Fool again, 33 of the Christ vibration again, the 10-10. We had 2, 3, 4, Shut the Door, 6 of the Lovers, 23 of the King of Wands, 46 of the 6 of Cups, and 610, which is 61 with 0 or source energy backing it up. 61 is that 7 of Swords card. And in a lesser sense, we had 45, the 5 of Cups, 56, the 2 of Swords, 67, the Knight of Pentacles, and both 310 and 710. So 310 is 31 backed up by source energy, which is expansion of the 5 of Wands, and then 71 is the 3 of Pentacles, which for me is the co-creation card, backed up by source again. So this code line today was all about love. And the challenge in the read comes up as the Queen of Wands. She's up right here, but she's the challenge. And the block for the twins is the 3 of Wands reversed, which has to do with looking back at the past, going back to the past, or living in the past, right? Not waiting for your ships to come in, but, you know, looking at the past, like why aren't they coming in, right? Looking at the negative side of things, or things just not going forward right now. So regarding love on that code line, this is where everything started expanding, and I got a lot of downloads here. So hopefully you'll be able to keep up with what I'm explaining here as it unfolds. So television, or that can be TV as well, but the television or the psychic vision of the moral man, the seventh beat or heartbeat, the flash of lightning or light, the crunchy noodles. Also, the reed came up here, like the reed of a plant, the stem, and rush, as well as to shave or shave. The Sophia energy of the 10, that high vibration, the destiny of the 10 in the Wheel of Fortune. And then Han Solo came up today. Captures, senses, irons, or hits quickly with heat, like an iron, to possess, consume, wear out, wear you down, hunting, wanting to throw up, needing a vacation, in hot pursuit, promising a consent or law, to turn things around. The Queen of Wands, the foe, present to the lovers. And the 6 of the lovers comes up here, and then the Sophia 9 as well, which is the collective consciousness of the divine feminine. And then, of course, all about love here. So several acronyms came up here, including HA, H-A, as well as love without an E on it, L-O-V, which has a different meaning. And also the reed and some other stuff came up. So after I did some of the acronyms, I came back to the code line, and it was toggling up to vote in a flash, to cut sharply, closely, quickly, or crunch, like in a crunch time. 7 pounds, and the reed. And the reed, again, is that hollow stem. But also, it's like a flute too, right? So it relates to music. The comb-like part for beating when you're weaving a piece of a whalebone, or similar for stiffening a skirt or the waist of a dress. The tube with blasting powder in it, or a straw used for thatching a roof, like bunches of straw as a protection. A missile weapon, which is also for protection. A measuring rod, a mill or mint with reeding. And then the re comes up here, R-E-E, which is wild, fierce, intoxicated, excitement, frenzy, rage, to riddle, sift, separate, throw off. But it also, re is also comes off as a tribe of Indian. So to ride also comes up for the reed, as well as reason, to equip, fit, supply, ground, or rescue. Advise, counsel, just be ready or prepared. Skate, driveway, and journey all came up. So to stiffen up, to throw off, to riddle. And who riddles? The riddler riddles you. Riddle me this. To ground and ready yourself. Why do we do that? We do that to throw somebody else off balance. We use reasoning to prepare, just like we use seasoning to prepare food. To ready self. And then the skate and the driveway and the journey come up as well here, because it's like that entryway to give you time to prepare yourself before you hit the front door. The sharp note comes up here, as in music. Instead of being a major scale note, you're going sharp. It's like the pinnacle of the story, of the music story in music, as far as the scale. The tough love, the beating while weaving, as we talked about in actually making, material or cloth. Also, running from a crocodile was coming up, because it came up at Thanksgiving dinner last night. And one of my in-laws had said, well, if you're going to run away from a crocodile, make sure you weave back and forth, because they're not very good at going side by side, right? But they're, in the first, 40 seconds or whatever it is, the crocodile's going to get you if you're just running straight. But what stayed with me was the direction here, right? If something can only go in one direction, but and then you weave back and forth, you can avoid the issues with that direction. But it was also coming up as the comparison to the going back and forth between your masculine and feminine, and the up and down between the 3D and the 5D realm. And that's how difficult it is. It's like running away from a crocodile, because you have to do both at the same time. And also the crocodile's rolling you was coming up here. A short stent that prepares you for what's coming up next. That stiff upper lip or mouthpiece, tunnel, bridge. The crocodile, the 4D bridge. The throughway that beats you up so you have bliss when you get to the other side. Appreciation via contrast, weaving through all chakras to get to the crowning glory, or in other words, the dessert, just like in Thanksgiving. The trigger, the odd number, the expansion. Back to, what did I write here? All right, back to, you want to come back, after you expand with the odd numbers, you want to come back to balance, back to your heart again. So this is connection to music of the spheres, right? So once you get to your crown, you're out in the outer realms. So this is where the rant, the download rant began. So of course contrast comes up here because that's what we're looking for in order to expand. We go from the even number to the odd, expanding us, and then back to the odd again as we come back to center. And so when I think about contrast, another perspective for contrast, because I worked in interventional radiology for so many years, for me contrast has to do with lighting up an X-ray, right? Which is artificial light to see something for a moment, a pushed injection all at once, or in other words, like the lunar eclipse coming up, eclipsing the dark, which is contrast. It's false light showing up in the dark. So toggle up to choose suddenly, to crunch, crunch time, or to cut off, quickly. 7 pounds and 7 heartbeats comes up. The root, sacral, solar plexus, heart, throat, third eye, and crown. And then I was getting abbreviations for each one. Row, say so, he throw, and then thy crow. Or did I say the crow? So it actually spells out, if you go from root to crown, it spells out Rosa, or say so, Rosa, say so, he throw, and then the crow. So it's very interesting the way it came out. Those are just abbreviations for all 7 chakras. Rosa, or you can use the SA as say so, he throw, thy crow. So, and I might expand on that later, but to make music, so music came up here. So they were guiding me to the 7 parts of music, which I don't know that I got to 7 because I went on to something else. But to make music, music has muse in it, right? It's your muse, something to entertain you. And then vibrate, to give you a good vibe, to contrast. And that's how you get the vibration. And then resonate, using your logical mind to reason, to resonate with what you're listening to, right? What makes you happy? Are you going to listen to music that doesn't make you happy? No, you're going to listen to music that does make you happy. And then you go to the chord in order to harmonize. So why does harmonize have harm and money in it? Well, again, that's the odd number. Just like expanding the heart, you have to break the heart in order for it to grow bigger. We harm and use money to expand the note to the 2 notes, the harmonize, which in the end gives you more beauty, right? And then if you have clash about it and discord, right, a negative chord, well then, of course, you're preaching to the choir because we've all experienced that before. So the aster flower came up as significant here. And it came up the other day as well for me. So aster means doublet of star, right? So 2 with the same root, but different pathways, and that's the twins, the doublet of star, and aster literally means star. It also means I stand at, or I stand on, or I stand by, and it also means donkey, which is a key again, donk key, which also is an ass, right? So that can be coming up as well. So the aster flower, the star-shaped structure that's formed during mitosis of a cell. It also means a star. And it was funny that the anagram of aster, there's a whole bunch of different ones, but the last name of there was someone from high school who I was never really friends with, but for some reason her name came up today. And one of the anagrams of aster was her last name, came up again. But also some of the other anagrams of aster were tears and taser, which, that can cause pain. Also stare and rates. So the aster is a star, the doublet of star, or the twin stars, the ones with the same root but a different path in order to come back together again. During the mitosis of a cell. The star-shaped structure formed during mitosis, which we'll get into that in a second. So, and also the name of the person that came up earlier was a trigger. It's another wound from childhood. Not that it was a big wound or anything, but it was, how many wounds do we get in high school from people who are mean to us or leave us out of things? So there was a little bit of a wound there about why someone, never really liked me for some reason, and I never gave her a reason not to. But that was something coming up to clear. So from thoughtco.com, and all this stuff comes from, I always use Wiktionary for the multiple definitions because they give you definitions of words from around the world, which gives you the real whole of the definition. So from thoughtco.com, asters help to manipulate chromosomes during cell division to ensure that each daughter cell has the appropriate complement of chromosomes. The astral microtubules from the centrioles in the chromosome near the cell nucleus that forms the spindle poles. So here the spindle comes up, and the wheel comes up with and now I'm blanking out, with Gandhi. All right, so the spinning wheel of Gandhi comes up here along with the spindle, right? Because that's part of the spinning wheel that you weave the thread onto as you twist off the wheel. So spindle fibers were coming up in motor proteins and chromosomes regarding the aster being a vital component of the spindle apparatus. And we're talking about the formation of a cell here, the nucleus that forms the spindle poles. And here we have polarity again as the cell develops. So I'm like, okay, so they're leading me back to cell development again, because I'd shown that on one of my tags before. So again, the asters in the process of mitosis, of making a new cell, the asters help to organize the spindle fibers, or the polar fibers, position the spindle apparatus during cell division. They also determine the cleavage furrow that splits the cell, or in other words, the cleavage that starts the splitting of the cell. During cell cycle, the asters form around the centriole pairs located at each cell pole. So there's a process where the cells start splitting, where the asters polarize in order to, it's like they're balancing. It's kind of like a spit or a skewer, or I always think of foosball when I see that as well in the cards. But having the polar ends at either end of the spit or the skewer holding it, well, that's the asters. They're like stars on either end. And in the middle is how the cell's reorganizing itself, to split two ways so that it can eventually split away from each other altogether. But first, the nucleus, it separates from each other before anything else can happen. So it's literally showing us how the splitting of a cell is the same thing, the same process as what the twins are going through. So keep that image in mind of the foosball table, because that's like a spit or a barbecue skewer. It's like a branch, branching out, taking a step. And also the liver test comes up, AST, because aster is AST. And that has to do with, testing your liver function to see how well it's working. And the liver has to do with anger as well. You keep anger in the liver. So we went through the different phases of cell splitting and the twins going through cell division. So then I was in npr.org, which then was titled The Two-Way. The Two-Way was the title of the page, and this was from WHYY. So we have the interphase, the prophase, the metaphase, the anaphase, and the telophase or telophase. I'm not sure how it's really pronounced. But when I went into npr.org, on the block was Gandhi's spinning wheel, and it was titled That Napoleon's Last Will. On 11/5/13, the port spinning wheel known as the Sharka in Hindi, which you notice whenever I write Gandhi, instead of spelling it the right way for him, I always want to spell it Gandhi. Or excuse me, I always want to spell it Ghandi, but he spells it Gandhi. But also the spinning wheel that he uses is called a sharka. And look how close that is to chakra. And both of it has to do with the ace again, the H in two different places. Because sharka is spelled Charkha, and chakra is Chakr, and I'm sure some people spell it with an H in there too. So it's literally the same word, just with a couple letters rearranged. So the wheel and the chakra system were being related here in Hindi, used by Gandhi to spin thread and make clothes while he was held political prisoner in Pune's Yerwada jail in the 1930s. Again, he was protesting against British rule. So then the wheel later sold for 180,000 in UK. Self-reliance, he was preaching self-reliance for cloth as opposed to buying British textiles. And it's so funny because my sister-in-law just started working at a small fabric mill where they just moved to. So she's literally doing what Gandhi was doing, and she's not doing it because she has to. She's doing it because she's enjoying the work. So his wheel looks like mitosis, but it's missing the other polarized end, like the aster. So it's like the wheel is in the middle, and then you have these two asters on either side, representing the splitting cell. In cell division, the nucleus must divide first and organize to polarize before the process of the actual whole cell divide, or the family, right? The nucleus is the individual, and the whole cell is the family. So I went back to the code line here. What else came up here? Yep. So toggle up to choose suddenly, or vote, vote, choose, or similar energy. Toggle up to choose suddenly in a sharp divide. Crunch time, cutoff, 7 pounds, 7 heartbeats. Pa-ra-pa-pa-pum. And they were showing me that pa-ra-pa-pa-pum is 5 syllables, but it's actually 7 because they were telling me the roll of the R is actually 3 syllables. Pa-ra-pa-pa-pum, so they count that as 3, so there's actually 7 beats there. 7 pounds, 7 heartbeats. Pa-ra-pa-pa-pum. And then where the little drummer boy then goes pum, 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 right? Because there's 3 more pums. They were showing me then is the veins pumping the blood back up to the heart. The little drummer boy and his drumstick, me and my drum. And it's so funny because my nephew was playing the drums for me while I was playing piano yesterday. It was so much fun. Beating and weaving through the 7 chakras. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do is coming up in comparison to the other codes I said for the chakra system. The rosa, or say so, he, throw, and the crow. So they were lining that up with the regular do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, and then now the pa-ra-pa-pa-pum, where the ra is actually the sacral, the solar plexus, and the heart chakras all in one. The first pa is the root, keeping it grounded, and then there's this 3 in 1, the sacral, the solar plexus, and the heart. And then we go to the other papas, which is the throat and the third eye is papa, and then the crown is pum. Okay, so the pum is the p with the pa with the It's the mother and the father. And where did I write that? I wrote it again, I think. I'll get there in a second. So they took me through all the phases again of the cell split. So we have the intraphase, which has a whole lot of cool definitions associated with it. So I took the phase off, and looked up all the definitions of intra, pro, meta, ana, and telo. So the Tasmanian devil was coming up here too. You know how I was talking about the crocodile and the crocodile spin? Well, that's the same energy of the Tasmanian devil, right? When he all of a sudden transforms. And the quantum leap was coming up along with that, going from the end to the beginning again, right? That quantum leap. Also, the rub was coming up. Difficulty holding one while moving another, right? Can have to do with juggling 2 people. And then beating and weaving through those 7 chakras, as I said. pa ra pa pa pum, and the do re mi fa sol la si do, and the other short names for the 7 chakras. And then they were showing me to draw the the 2 energies crisscrossing up the spine, and then looking very much like a DNA chain, right? And root to tip, so from the root chakra to the crown, 3 are quote unquote the roll, or on a roll, that pa ra pa pa pum, the sacral, solar plexus, and heart, 3 and 1, all rolled into 1, which can be the sacral chakra point. Pa ra pa pa pum, 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 pum. So here, the veins carrying the blood back to the heart, the break, the pause, the rest, the exhale. You must breathe in order to pump the blood, in order to share with the rest of the body. Not 2 sticks or 2 mints, but 3 sticks and 3 sticks in 1. Pa ra pa pa pum, 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 pum. Again, like I said, the root is coming up as pa, like the father, pa. The sacral, solar, and heart is the ra. The throat and third eye are the papa. And the crown is the mother, father, and love you, me, or 1 U is up and 2 U's are down. 1 masculine, 2 feminine. Sophia's high vibe destiny of entropy, the measure of disorder, of randomness that the masculine doesn't get, the insight into spontaneous change, which is where manifestation comes from. Where work equals ordered molecules in motion, spontaneous change has to do with not working in order, not work or order molecular motion, because again, that's trying to control. It's a human ego thing to want to control. So entro, all of the words of entropy I broke down. And then what's the song with the Tropics of Galahad? Is that right? So if you know what I'm talking about, if you could comment below, that would be great. The Tropics of Galahad. I'm trying to think of the song. It's in my head, but I can't think of who it is, and I can't get the whole song. But trope, entropy, en, lowercase en for me is Jesus. And then trope, trope, means to turn or reoccurring, insert, like a metaphor, like a cameo appearance. To walk the tightrope, make an entrance, to go inward, inside the gown, inside the flea, inside the Chinese language, or inside the magpie or foot, to go in, to live. So it was literally coming up as, when you go within and you finally meet with Jesus or your higher self. So it was very cool the way it was coming up, that Jesus is a clue, the flock of excessiveness. Also, troponins were coming up, the complex of 3 regulatory proteins integral to muscle contraction of skeletal and the heart muscle, and the level of blood used as an indicator of heart damage. So there are lots of different definitions of the breakdown of entropy. And then pi came up, pi is py. And phase actually means to shine or make an appearance. So again, there's that cameo appearance, to shine, to show up out of nowhere, to kind of drive your point in. HE also came up, which can be, I can't remember why HE was coming up. There was another abbreviation, but that I couldn't find. But HE is hepatic encephalopathy, when you lose your ability to think properly, which Ascension has been doing to all of us. It also means His Eminence, high explosive, as well as His or Her Excellency. And I forget why HE was coming up, but for some reason that I needed to bring that up. So the phase, to shine or make an appearance, distinguishes from the rest, or like contrast, the wave or vibration, right? It distinguishes itself from something else. So entropy, Jesus' entrance. Trope is a figure of speech, a metaphor for Jesus and going within, making a cameo appearance. At 138 is the Magician and the 38 of the Queen of Cups. A turn, a twist, a metaphor to emphasize the point, to simplify it, to lighten it up. Jesus' entrance into your life. captures and senses, irons, quickly heats up to possess and wear you down or make you throw up. In the hot pursuit to turn things around, to hunt, to go on vacation, to catch a break, to get legal permission, consent, to haul ass, or cut yourself loose. Cut loose, everybody, cut loose, right? So that movie's coming up here as well. Coming into possession before the chase, the serenade, the opening of your home, a meal together, capture through laughter, triumph, discovery, or grief, wear them out before hot pursuit, a turn going on or before going on vacation together, or in other words, getting to know someone before making a promise, to the wise one of transmutation or the queen of drama, heating things up, the enemy of the state of the now moment, the present, the gift of lovers in love. Okay, so this is all building up to the dating process and how people come together naturally. So then the HE comes up here, the liver-induced encephalopathy. And remember, the pain has to do with liver. It holds pain. So here is liver-induced encephalopathy is then pain-induced loss of mind, which is what we've all been going through in the Ascension or the Dark Night of the Soul. The Tasmanian devil heats up in a whirlwind, a cyclone with a vortex, right, of transformation. The contrast causes vibration, a wave, a change in conditions, just like in the weather. So then they took me through the different phases of the cell splitting, and we start with the interphase. And remember, phase means to appear or shine. So interphase has to do with exploring through the woods. To grandmother's house we go. Socializing, and the number 3 comes up here. The catfish, the rub, to investigate, examine, to see what you can get away with, holding one down while moving another, pretending you're something you're not, right? Isn't that what people do when they first meet someone? Thus, separation of the nucleus after entering within and questioning yourself, is this really who I am? Using the mirror of another to see yourself. Then we go to phase 2, appearing or shining, the prophase, and this is where the asters come in. This is the upside or bonus to the situation, that the bonus is time apart. Motivation, cause, what is the advantage in the situation of polarizing or separation? Finding what you love to do that you can't do when someone else is around. And this has to do with polarizing in the asters, while the cell is actually reorganizing into separate pieces so that it can eventually split. In the metaphase, we shine or make an appearance of boundaries, considering your worth, what you value, appreciation, where you get mad and drink or get drunk, and place limits and distance. Use the leftover dung, the hay, the eye, the cone, the pyramid. Estimate the turning point, what your aim is, the goalpost based on what you value. The mint phase, right? Minting a coin, like setting it in stone. To angle for fish. And remember in the first phase, you got catfished. So here you have to change the angle for your fish when the next fish shines or makes an appearance. You're ready for them. Then we go to the anaphase, or shining or make an appearance of the fundamentals. Perhaps hanging out with grandma, because we finally got through the woods to grandmother's house after we had to deal with that wolf, right? Starting a collection. What's important to you? What things make you feel good? Just be here in the anaphase. Be in the cave. Believe, see, and discern, right? You don't want to deal with that wolf again. You may have chose unwisely. Review your Akashic records in this period, your forefathers, and then barge in. Be anorexic if you need to. Weather the storm, where you end up depriving yourself of nutrition. The 4D bridge, the horizontal axis, which also can be a lot of time lying down, horizontal. Learning to ground yourself again, to transmute the energies, to be abundant, and learn how to prosper. At 231, which is the High Priestess and that expansion energy of the 5 of Wands. Then we get to the last phase, the telophase, and again, this is shining, making an appearance, to hurt, to injure, to cut threads and cords, looming, again, the reference to the wheel and the spindle, looming to screen, and this could be, using a screen for screen art as well, and focusing now on the body in the last phase, and the love hotel, literally it said as a definition, and then we have the number 3 involved here again, because this phase goes right back into the first phase again, so number 3 is associated with both of them, which has to do with coming together with other people, socializing, which brings you back to home to start again, trying to see the forest through the trees, perhaps getting to grandmother's house again, but maybe being wiser this time. So we have the intra of venturing out into unknown territory, the exposition. We have the pro phase of polarizing and separation, the rising action. We have the meta phase, which is putting up your boundaries and the turning point, right? When you get mad, you're not going to take it anymore, yelling out the window. Getting to grandma's at the peak of the story when you have to tell her everything happened to you. And then the learning of the lesson, the climax of the story, and then going into the anaphase, the weathering of the storm, the 4D bridge, the allowing, the learning to do this for yourself, and the prospering, and then the final stage of telo phase, or telo phase, allowing others to fall away from your life that no longer serve you, in order to hurt, to injure, to screen, to cut cords, to focus on your own physical body, and of course, the love hotel. Ready to try again after the cell has completely divided and detached. All right, so this is the twin flame journey according to cell division. We start this read at the strength card reversed. Okay, so here we have the strength card reversed with the mini cards on top. And then the cards I went down with from the bottom up were the 2 of Cups upright, Reason or the Emperor upright, 10 of Cups upright, 3 of Swords upright, and the 7 of Cups upright. So weak, in need of strength, courage, health perhaps, focusing on your body in this last phase, or Leo and or ego out of control, after partners, soulmates, connectedness of the Emperor and family, the end of the emotional cycle or his emotional fulfillment, in separation or 3-way situation, and seeing synchronicities and taking the steps to get to 5D, heaven, but weakened before getting to the top, or dealing with 6 kids or Leo, or just tired of the climb, in split, divide, or lie, or just dealing with the BS and the need for the truth, the whole truth, and the clarity, holding on, saving, grounding, and being practical, seeing synchronicities and your options, but no longer confused about the 6 of Cups and that beautiful innocent love that you share together, and finding peace within it, and or kids making peace in a split of their parents. The Queen of Swords upright, speaking and aligning at work, or working things out with the Queen of Wands, perhaps listening. The Queen of Wands may now be listening to what she has to say. Defenseless under the radar, in need of attention, or fell off the horse or wagon in coming together last night, looking back perhaps at back pain, painful ending and or betrayal, or someone who's been a pain in the ass, or literally your own pain in the ass because your back hurts, or ate too much yesterday and had a rough night, or now you feel like you have nothing to look forward to because maybe Thanksgiving is your favorite holiday. Avoided a landmine perhaps at Thanksgiving yesterday when the lobster was up in arms, doing magic to confuse the dogs or distract them. Perhaps a weak pet or bleeding out the past false light. Fighting, competition, expansion of the hermit shedding light on the Hierophant reversed at 344, which is the Empress and the grounding, mastering, and integrating of the receiving of love. The Hierophant reversed and the High Priestess reversed, the Taurus reversed and Pisces or Virgo reversed, or this is a divorce and the secret's out, or anything where they broke away or broke a contract and they're trying to keep it on the down low. At 345, which is like 3D, 4D, 5D here, we have Virgo upright, Taurus reversed, and Pisces reversed, as well as Aries upright, Leo reversed, and Cancer upright here. Or a fight just to get to see a doctor, or needing to self-heal. 2 to 10 emotionally, like going 1 to 60, 2 to 10 as far as the family, one-on-one, to the 10 of the full family emotions, with the Emperor or reasoning, using the logical mind, and then 10 going down to 7 in heartbreak and separation, or perhaps a surgery. Not sure that you can get back to 10 again, right? Maybe you feel like you're getting too old to keep doing this. Perhaps feeling weak and bleeding out, with a secret passion or the secret out, or needing to use your intuition or heed your own advice. Flirt comes up and soulmate below that. There's a split, a need for truth, or discharge from rehab, hospital, jail, or someone may have had a dishonorable discharge without a leg to stand on, and the King of Cups reversed in a split or lying to himself, with the King of Wands reversed without a lover or affection at night, and the lobster found his pearl, but apart from the crowd or group that he's in. The King of Cups reversed and the King of Wands reversed could be a Pisces and Cancer or a Sag Leo, any one of those combinations, but all took off their boots, or there's no need for boots at a nudist colony, or with couples who swap, no more food left on the floor, or conditions of affection if you leave food on the floor, or a need for clarity and truth without a leg to stand on, or no more butts and cuffs or kneeling, or being a caretaker or a caterer, or done with surgeries. Maybe you've had to have multiple surgeries and you're finally done with all of them, or having a hemorrhoid looked at. The King of Cups reversed and the King of Wands reversed perhaps are tired or not well, or not getting along, or the guys are letting the girls do all the celebrating for once, because maybe at Thanksgiving, the women are always the ones cleaning up. Or up the mountains with adult kids and partners, with the King of Wands reversed and the King of Cups reversed, holding the fort down, perhaps at home. And then we have Pride, which is 19, the Sun, and below it Synchronicities of 87, which is the reflection of the 10 of Pentacles, that dream family. So there's definitely Pride coming up as the main underlying energy here. There's a need to humble oneself and get over it, or deliberations of a painful nightmare. Sovereign released and being strong and happy with themselves, broken, stuck, or canceled a move or travel, or stuck with no way out, but lacking faith, or foolish behavior, or falling on face or from grace, or finally got loose from the chains only to fall even further. Foosball comes up here again, in the spit and the skewer, the branch or branching out, the taking a step, and the spindle and the spinning wheel. One turns one vertical direction, the other collects horizontally or laterally with a twist, spinning and collecting until the spindle is all filled up. And then it's funny, at that moment I was hearing all this water churning around in my belly. Pride goes before a fall, but perhaps someone didn't see it coming. It looked so good at the moment. Everything was going their way. They got their wish. And then all of a sudden, the twist at 4:25, which is the Emperor and the Knight of Wands. The party's over. Dogs out of control, or the dogs got out, and sinking fast. The more you struggle, the tighter it gets and lasts. At 4:27, which is the Emperor and the Ace of Wands, or someone got in an accident and couldn't get out of the car, or they're dreaming a lot or having nightmares from eating too much yesterday. Leo upright, Capricorn upright, Cancer reversed, and Aries reversed here. Perhaps there's a mother and kids home doing really well, juggling, performing with their eye on a prize, keeping their vibration high, and chasing the rainbow. There's a surrender, perhaps to a divorce, a break from a religion or establishment, societal norms, or Taurus reversed and King of Cups reversed, reaping rewards of not sharing, dealing with debt, inequity, of injustice. Surrender of Taurus reversed, perhaps to the King of Cups reversed, sitting on the sidelines of injustice, inequity, or debt. Foolish behavior, falling and weak, bleeding out with secret out at night, or about Leo reversed, Pisces reversed, or Cancer upright, and Pride. Perhaps you choked, or you need to swallow your pride, or someone else does. And the recent past here is the Two of Swords upright, knowing and keeping it to yourself, to stay sane, to keep your sanity, coming together, or working at night, or with a Cancer, or just in negative self-talk. No news or bad news, or the Page of Swords reversed, child, lying, spying, or mouthing off with friends, or gossiping and rumors, from services to celebrations and reunions. The Emperor released by information brought in, perhaps from a PI, or got back what was taken in separation, perhaps at surgery or heartbreak and ego death, weakness, where the wounded warrior is now surrendering, walking away in a happy ending. The Queen of Cups is upright, released from or by an Empress upright. They're both upright here. Perhaps it's a mother and daughter where the mother relieves her anxieties, or the Empress is more work-oriented, and the Queen of Cups and the Emperor, who are all upright, are more socially oriented. Or Thanksgiving was de-stressing for them. And or the Queen of Cups is seeing their father separate from their mother, but all was good. Making a fool of self or just foolish behavior and pride. The ego is in the way for Aries reversed and Leo reversed. But it looks like Cancer, Aries, and Taurus were happy here, with the Emperor and Empress both upright, as well as the Queen of Cups. Happy emotionally with family, having a good day. Perhaps a pet or Leo or ego had to surrender here. The foundation is the Ten of Pentacles, the wealthy family or business, community, or legacy, free to leap after failure or doing things under the radar. So here again is the kind of the contrast being brought up between the Ten of Cups family and the Ten of Pentacles family, one of happy emotions and one based in material aspects or money. The King of Swords upright here is dissatisfied, even though he's upright in his truth, because he's not getting his wish, or he may be feeling lonely. Destined, perhaps feeling destined to wealth but not happiness, or Aries upright and Libra upright here, unhappy with freedom, but in the school of hard knocks, or being schooled under the radar. The central energy at the heart of the matter here is the Lovers reversed at 455, which is the Emperor and the Truth, the Ace of Swords, Excalibur, in a breakup or lack of affection, and fighting, competing, and or the pursuit of happiness. Maybe that the breakup is going to be the pursuit of their happiness. The challenge being the Queen of Wands, partner, dumping a load, a burden, or responsibilities, or confessing, seeing eye to eye, and taking a load off. Perhaps a pet, a Leo, or ego is in surrender here, with the Ten of Cups family fulfilled or a cycle complete. Frustrated King of Cups reversed, manifesting an offer of love to come to him from the Queen of Cups hanging out, or an offer to hang out with her, the Queen of Cups guarded by her angels, or with a patient angel making his presence known as her non-father protector, perhaps a brother, introducing himself in the aftermath of sudden events, epiphany, or defenselessness to energies or attacks, wanting to protect the quote-unquote helpless female or his sister to avoid disasters, perhaps going out on a date. Healing, dreaming, shining light, or a dream come true, an energetic exchange, or arrows of love and expressing feelings and desires. Looking back or going back to the Queen of Pentacles, or the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles are looking back together or reminiscing together, and that can definitely be energies of Thanksgiving. The Six of Cups upright, soulmates, siblings, friends, twins, or kids loving each other, right? A lot of people coming together here. They haven't seen each other in a while. Or holding back an announcement, or keeping options open and seeing synchronicities. Lovers out in the cold together, in an upside-down world, or driving around together, in negative self-talk, or with no message. Or the Page of Swords reversed doesn't know what to say to the Hermit shedding light, while Pisces may be getting ready. And that could be definitely someone talking to a parent that they don't know, say, coming to the door. In a bold move or driving somewhere to express shame and guilt, or grieving loss and a past death. Dark night of the soul, an ending or a transition through the portal. Aquarius reversed, Pisces reversed, Virgo upright, Cancer upright, and Scorpio upright, all here. Now in the present moment is the Six of Swords upright. Peaceful waters after a crazy world, draining kids, or Pisces reversed and Leo reversed, or no sunshine, or dealing with illnesses. Coming clean, getting clean, or cleaning up the act or space, walking away from the King of Wands reversed, perhaps an Aries, or foolish, sick, tired, or angry man. Breakup, no lover, or pain in the ass, and grounding and integrating a message that was sent. The King of Wands reversed may be in debt, or just not sharing, or dealing with inequity at home in a relationship with the devil, or temptation, waving, or Capricorn home offering the Ace of Pentacles, which is time, money, and effort, a new life, alone, reaping rewards of adding to savings perhaps. daydreaming, grieving flame and being proposed to by another, or seeing synchronicities while in a relationship with another person, and the Knight of Cups upright offering love, feeling unworthy as the Page of Pentacles is reversed in need of help, or turned down for a loan, an opportunity, or an invitation, and the King of Pentacles with an offer of a new life of contentment. At 522, which is the Hierophant and the Fool, there's also an offer of new love with the King of Wands reversed, partner in crime. Maybe the King of Pentacles and the King of Wands are partners in crime, but the King of Wands is reversed here. Or the King of Pentacles offered that Ace of Pentacles, and the King of Wands reversed is offering big love, but not pentacles, perhaps connected with Cancer or Ascension, refusing advances from others. Or the King of Wands reversed is accepting a new business proposal from the King of Pentacles, while Cancer is offering big love and keeping it to themselves. Or moving or traveling with the Ten of Pentacles, family, business, community, or legacy, the Dream Mirror and or Ascension. Or Capricorn, and King of Wands reversed, which can be the same person, may be home offering everything to their own savings, right? Not to any one person. Or they may be offering everything, that Ace of Pentacles, to an undeserving partner, while the Knight of Cups is then turning around and offering that love to the King of Pentacles, feeling shame, guilt, loss, or politely declining their offer because of his allegiance to the King of Wands reversed, who is actually offering something to the Knight of Cups. And this could be connected to Ascension, Cancer or Virgo Cancer, and their plans to move or travel. A fantasy legacy or dream girl of a wealthy family, perhaps. There's kids here, Page of Pentacles reversed and the Page of Swords reversed around the energy right here. Unhappy kids are not doing well in school or not sharing. There's definitely an imbalance here. Soon for the twins is the Four of Swords upright. The rest, the sleep, the 5D connection, the break, the laying of something to rest. Powerless or dependent or patient angel, perhaps connecting in 5D but powerless and breaking patterns. With the Queen of Swords upright, the Empress upright, and Justice reversed or injustice. The Queen of Swords speaking her truth to the Empress, who may be unfair, or the Queen of Swords may be telling the Empress about an injustice, or talking about Taurus upright and Libra reversed. The Queen of Pentacles upright needing courage or strength, perhaps to receive a big offer. A lot of work may have been put into this offer. Taurus upright, Libra reversed, and Leo reversed all right here. The twin flames seeing themselves as the Hanged Man, hanging out. The Knight of Wands upright, perhaps two split in two, like it could be one person split in two ways, or two people who are together who are going their separate ways. But it's like they're the Hanged Man hanging out, and then the Knight of Wands rushes back to rescue, and the Death card or Dark Knight, the end, the transition portal moving forward. Or a Sagittarius and a Scorpio going in different directions, or splitting up to cover more ground, like in a search. And then we have the Page of Wands reversed, frustrated, with the Messenger of Truth or Knight of Swords rushing in or rushing them, and the Knight of Swords keeping to themselves about being left out in the cold together. Capricorn hanging out with a right knee block. Again, there's an anger block here for the masculine. Anger after being of two minds, with the Knight of Wands, passionate rescuer, and the Dark Knight crossing the 4D bridge, not letting anyone stand in their way. Perhaps the Knight of Wands wants to rescue the Page of Wands reversed, but the Knight of Swords upright gets there before them to tell them what he's been up to and pretending not to know about those out in the cold and left behind. So it's like the Knight of Wands trying to get to the Page of Wands before the Knight of Swords does and tells them what they've been doing. There's a ride or die mentality here. Deception comes up here, and keep an open mind. Forgiving and learning, and separation all come up here at 548, which is the Hierophant, and then the Eight of Cups, walking away and within, which is actually the last clarifying card of the read. Around the twin flames, or how they are seen, is the solar deity reversed, or the sun reversed, without options, with the Queen of Wands upright looking the other way, like she usually is in this read, when dumping a load with the Page of Cups, message of love, or perhaps an innocent child. Drained, sick and tired, or nothing left to offer the Queen of Wands, but willing to dump everything for the Page of Cups upright, or for a little love, or confessing that they're out of options to the Queen of Wands and the Page of Cups child. And the block here for the twins is the Three of Wands reversed, the past, going back or looking back or living in the past. And then the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles both upright here, around the Empress upright, but also the injustice of this. Love comes up here, but even more so for the twins is creativity and new beginnings and adventure. Third party alone, Hermit missing flame, each imagining the other with someone else, feeling each other's sexuality and lovingness. The Chariot in the bold move, or many ascending now, the Ten of Pentacles family, business, or community working to align with the fantasy. The Hermit, Chariot grieving death and dark night, or Virgo, Cancer, and Scorpio feeling sad or guilty. Could be a Virgo, Cancer and a Virgo, Scorpio here, and a lot of Earth, with the Ten of Pentacles family, business, or community doing well, but deliberations of imbalanced Knight and Page of Pentacles, perhaps kids out of work or not doing well in school. Learning transition from child of wealth to being on their own and needing to support themselves and swallow their pride. Empress upright, grieving the Knight of Cups upright, offering love to the Hierophant reversed, walking away from all they've built. Moving, traveling, ascending through poor decision or non-judgment, or the need to swallow their pride. To the Empress upright, grieving loss, regret, or shame and the past, with the Knight of Cups offering love, perhaps without guidance, and Taurus reversed or divorce, a break from religion or establishment, societal norms, or there could be a break away from a tainted leader here. Cancer upright, Aquarius reversed, Taurus upright, and Taurus reversed, which can be two different Tauruses or the same one that's going back and forth between personality or disposition. And that's at 603, which is the Lovers and the Empress. The Two of Cups is upright here with the Emperor, connected to the Ten of Cups family in separation, and taking steps, needing strength and courage, with the Ten of Pentacles family, business, or community. So again, this can be in-laws, the two different families. And this always comes up at the holidays, right? And hanging out together unhappy or tired and drained or just no sunshine, or Leo reversed is out of options with child, knowing what's going on but keeping it to themselves. Maybe nobody else knows, or maybe someone's pregnant and nobody else knows. There may be a breakup or lack of affection here, and challenged by the Queen of Wands upright, taking a break from the past and finding peace, ascending past judgment to abundance, purging and being love even when others refuse to accept it. Weak and knowing about foolish activities and embarrassment or lack of faith and keeping to themselves, the Ten of Pentacles family, business, or community breaking up, and challenged by the Queen of Wands, but finding peace, hanging out or hung out to dry, on break or in 5D connection, tired of the past, and ascending quickly at 611. And I'm just getting at 6 and 11. All right, so there may be news that comes out. Here's the read. And the entire read. Okay. So we're going to pull a card from the energy deck, and we'll do Scooby-Doo today too. And perhaps Journey of Love. It doesn't go too long. And we're already at 5836, which is the Four of Swords, that 5D connection, and the 36 of the Ten of Wands, the Atlas energy, the weight of the world upon your shoulders. So let's see what the cards say. Ooh, the card just literally stepped out of the deck when I was shuffling. Really cool. Look at that. And it's your Thanksgiving card. The 11, all right? So it's just, have the appreciation for the abundance and have thanks for all of the good that you have in your life that you were able to enjoy yesterday. Hopefully you were able to at least enjoy part of your day yesterday, if not all of it, and today as well. So there's the 11 of the Justice, but we did have Injustice in the read today. So I'm going to keep shuffling, see what else comes out. The way that came out was so cool. All right, we have the Goddess of the Moon, and we have the lunar eclipse coming up. The false light, the 52 of the Queen of Swords, right? And she's naturally the widow, right? The one who's grieving, When she's upright, she's the grieving widow. She's very much in her truth, unless she's reversed, in which then she becomes very bitter. So there's some of that energy that could be coming up here. Now, the moon was upright in this read, but there's an eclipse of the moon, but it's like the contrast on the x-ray, right? Because when you're eclipsing the moon, it means you're bringing in light to the darkness, which is actually a good thing. So it should be interesting what comes up at the lunar eclipse here. And here's the storm warning around it as well. All right, but remember the 10 is a turn for the better. It's the wheel of fortune and destiny and divine timing. And then look what happens after the storm. The sun comes out. Okay, so all is well. So even when the shadow comes in, the false light or the eclipse, and this looks like an eclipse because it's like brightening up the dark, a storm may come in to wash it all away, and then the sun comes out. You know, it's like the eensy weensy spider is coming up here. And up, all right, and then the door to spirit is clean. It's like this storm that's coming up is going to be like a cleansing, a purification process as we open another door of the 32 journey. All right, the bottom of the deck here is the man holding a heart comes in after that, guys, just so you know. 45 is someone who's been grieving their broken heart. And then we have the underlying energy, which is the lovers and the contract of the lovers. What you came in to do. It was just 10111. Action, all right? Polarities come together and merge. 17 is the star. And then a contract may be made. Okay, so let's see what Scooby-Doo has to say here. I took my cards to Thanksgiving yesterday, and I laid a Journey of Love card and a Scooby-Doo card out at each place setting. That was kind of fun. Because you know not everybody is into that stuff. But actually everybody had fun with it. So it was really nice. Okay, how can anyone resist Scooby-Doo? So let's see what Scooby has to say to you guys. One more shuffle. All right, Scooby-Doo. Oh, aw, how perfect is that? So someone's just being their natural, authentic self, and they're having a good time too. This is like the Ace of Swords, being their truth. The whole truth and nothing but the truth. So help me God. And then we have the Jokers, right? So even if they don't know what to expect, and even if they're a crazy bunch, it's just letting them all be themselves and enjoying that. And letting them play games, like putting cards out on the table if they want, if it makes them happy. Everybody's different. It might add some flavor to the party. All right, so there we go. And then we have the Ace of Hearts. What a sweetheart. All right, that's bringing up the energy of that, allowing each person to be their authentic self. They could be the cup self, or they could be the sword self. It doesn't matter. They could be the kid self. It makes things more fun. So don't worry about what to expect. Just allow it all. And then at the end of the day, when you've eaten and drank too much, then you feel discombobulated, right? You can let go of that. The Four of Pentacles is the Four of Diamonds. And this is when you try to hold on too tight. You know, you become discombobulated, off-centered, and just knowing when to center yourself again, which it came up upside down for you. And then feel all better with the Queen of Wands, which was the challenge in this read. That's really funny. The bottom of the deck is the Queen of Cups upright. All right, so we have the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Cups coming up here. Very interesting there. But the queens are all good. All right, let's see. Journey of Love. I'll pull you a card. I'm only going to read one, though, today, for sure. All right. So for everybody watching, the best and highest good of all is concerned. What is it we need to know? What do we need to learn? For all the twin flames out there, let's clear all blockages to positive flow through all chakra layers, auric layers, grounding, and galactic cords. For the best and highest good of all is concerned, across all dimensions, time, space, matter, and realities. And let's go ahead and fill that empty space with only beautiful divine love and diamond crystalline light. And so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, what does the journey of love have to tell everybody? Whoop, sorry, wait 1 second. I was holding the deck the wrong way. Okay. All right, 2 cards flung out for you right here. I have the bottom here is Fire and Ice, which is 37, which is the King of Cups, but he was reversed in the read today. All right, and that has to do with polarities, which came up in the read for sure. These 2 guys flew out together. Within nothing, there is everything. Number 2, which is very much like the ultrasound, right, of a uterus. And then we have the heart of the moment of the 16 and the Tower, which is very much of the heart, right? But also can reference the root of the matter. The 16 of the sudden events, and the 2 of the High Priestess, which is, secrets, your psychic abilities, being in your knowing, keeping it to yourself, right? Someone being pregnant and not telling anyone, getting to the heart of the matter. And maybe someone's got pregnant with somebody else's baby. Within nothing, there's everything. It's just reminding you, don't forget, it's all about love. And then this one came out separately, Yin Yang Lovers, number 8, the dance between the lovers. And that so much came up in the read today, those downloads too, about the Love Hotel. All right, and this literally looks like hair, like growing out of it. Well, it is hair, because I didn't notice that before, but this is like her head, and this is her body. She becomes the vortex. It's like she's arching back and her hair is flowing down. The Yin Yang Lover. Well, she's a very flexible lover. And then we have the moon behind it. So there's that lunar eclipse coming in there. It's very red and green, or magenta and greens here. And white of that purification coming in. All right, so I'm definitely going to read the first one. Within nothing, there is everything. But these are the 2 that flew out first, okay? So you see the contrast between them, right? Of all the upper chakras and then the root chakra, but also referencing the heart. Let's see what number 2 says for you guys. All right, within nothing, there is everything. From a point of stillness, a moment, a complete universe is opening up to you, endlessly expanding. Your every thought and intention sends ripples of consciousness through the universe. What a creative being you are. You are sending consciousness into motion, bringing your creation into being with every inner desire, with every whispered wish. The universe receives your yearning and aspirations with open arms, returning them to you as manifestation in your life. What is really in your heart? Open your arms, sigh, speak your heart's truth aloud to the loving universe, and receive it as your destiny manifesting now. This oracle brings a message to you. Something that you want is on its way to you now. It may seem to be coming out of nowhere, no sign on the horizon to give you hope, yet it is coming to you anyway. It is spiritual law that you cannot be denied the manifestation of your heart's desire. Trust and remain open to the tide of universal love rushing toward you, swelling within you now. The wind moves gently, through trees quiet water flows. Life's song calls softly. I'm going to read the heart of the moment for you too, number 16. All right, this one says, you're entering a time in your life where past and future are colliding. In this present moment, you have a powerful opportunity to decide how you wish to continue in a certain pattern of relating or not. This may mean leaving a relationship or starting a new one, but even if you cannot yet make that decision with peace in your heart, you can still partake of the heart of this moment and decide how you shall choose to be. Will you speak? Will you choose to let go of shame and criticism, of judgment and anxiety, of loss and despair, and just be with your own heart now? Will you choose in this moment to trust yourself, even if that trust says you have to wait a while longer before you can make a more long-term decision? This is a time when you can alter your future, stepping into relationship with another, with the divine, with yourself in a new way. Even the smallest choice for love is a step in the best direction. You have the heart of the divine within you. It's not too hard for you to choose love. Let go of people who want you to choose jealousy or fear or doubt. Their games are not nearly as fun. Choose love, and who knows, maybe they'll join your party instead. This oracle brings you a message. You are in transition zone in your life and relationships. This is one moment that will manifest as many opportunities, where one choice will open up many pathways to fulfillment for you. We always have the chance to create our future with our present choices, but at this time, you are in an especially fertile karmic period. Having just come out of a cycle of learning and about to enter into a new cycle, this is the time to be willing to take a chance or a risk to be happy within yourself, no matter what is going on around you. Your life is about to take a karmic turn, and you can feel peace in that knowing. Love provides the opportunity to express the core essence of our very nature. It touches us at a level of feeling beyond the human norm and renders our beings incapable of a feeling with greater depth or wonder. Love is the fabric of life. It is the substance that holds it all together and the magic that opens the unknown. It is the quality that speaks to our soul, that opens our heart, that excites our spirit and allows us in its presence to become something greater than ourselves, something more than we are alone. Okay, everyone. I hope that was helpful for you. I really loved getting those messages today. So make sure you drink your water. Again, that helps you with your connection to Source. Make sure you get enough rest. That's another way of really connecting to Source. Make sure you get your joy in nature. Other ways as well. Those salt baths. Just being good to yourselves no matter what. And rising and being love. Love you guys. Have an amazing day or rest of your weekend. Bye.